Good evening, everyone. What's up? Welcome back to the top 25 worst SpongeBob episodes countdown part 5. There will be 2 more parts. Now, we are in the top 5 worst episodes of SpongeBob before 2013. Before I rant on those, I previously mentioned that the number 6 was All That Glitters from season 4. I did not rant well on that episode. It was extraordinarily annoying. SpongeBob endlessly cries and his fancy spatula betrays him. Man, I hate that spatula and whoever sold it. If I saw that spatula, I would destroy it by banging it and stabbing it with a knife. Back to the countdown. Number 5 is Dear Vikings from season 6. At the Krusty Krab, Mr. Krabs creates a promotion of a chance to get an old cardboard Viking helmet by purchasing a Viking-sized drink. All the drink sizes are the same. Mr. Krabs creates a promotion to save himself money. As naive as me or a young one, SpongeBob asks, "What's a Viking?" Mr. Krabs says that they lived 10 years ago and achieved many things. SpongeBob asks even more childish questions. Mr. Krabs tells SpongeBob to ask any other questions to Squidward. Wow, Mr. Krabs is unintelligent. Squidward tells SpongeBob that they do various activities, such as watching movies and a sock trade. SpongeBob writes a letter to the Vikings. It is sent to the post office and thrown in the garbage. The garbage truck is nearby. A man who lost rock, paper, scissors has to retrieve the garbage. He trips on a shoelace and finds the letter. He brings it all the way to the Viking kingdom. On his knees, he shows the ruler the letter. It was story time, and the ruler was interrupted. He ordered that the man was taken and carried away, which was dumb. A female guard picks up the letter and says, "Look, your majesty, a letter." What? He ignored the man who brought the letter to him? Oh, that was not funny. Meanwhile, Squidward is at the cash register. By surprise, the Vikings arrive. They come to answer SpongeBob's questions. SpongeBob is happy, and the idiotic Vikings destroy everything. They destroy the tables, put fires, and steal the cash register. They also kidnap SpongeBob and Squidward and leave with their giant ship, leaving their massive destruction. On the ship, the Viking introduces the Vikings. This is Olaf, this is Olaf, this is Olaf, this is Olaf, and this is Olaf. Wait, that was not funny. Squidward assumes that the Viking's name is Olaf, but it is Garten. Oh, that was also not funny. SpongeBob asks what the Vikings like to do for fun. One says the shield toss, and it is thrown, and it is demonstrated. SpongeBob, with even more curiosity, asks what else. One Viking says something stupid and gets thrown off the ship. The Vikings ask what Squidward is good at. He says that he is a musician and artist. SpongeBob is chosen to be the cook, and Squidward is chosen to be the bathroom boy. Squidward feels disrespected and orders to be off the ship. Squidward is tied on a catapult, ready to be launched. Squidward is ready because he would not have to see SpongeBob. But before that, the ship floods because it hit an iceberg. The Vikings frantically panic. This is the end of the Vikings! A Viking offers SpongeBob an emergency blanket, which does not do anything. SpongeBob frees Squidward and catapults himself to the broken part of the ship. He launches himself and absorbs all the water. The ship is now floating in the water. SpongeBob says, "That's a Viking-sized adventure!" The end. That was not funny. So what happens next? The ending was abandoned. This episode is random and terrible. The Vikings were idiots and were unfunny. They freak out and don't even know what to do when the ship floods. The episode had nothing to do with Vikings and had a weak plot. Also, Mr. Krabs was unintelligent. Number 4, Shuffleboarding from Season 6. The two idiotic characters, also known as SpongeBob and Patrick, go to the retirement home to see Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are napping. When they're awake, they throw a boomerang at SpongeBob. It seems to like SpongeBob and is thrown back to Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. It hits them and comes back to SpongeBob. So basically that happens a few more times and the boomerang goes out of control. Just when Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are safe, SpongeBob and Patrick land on them. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are injured. They are at the hospital and asked to participate in the shuffleboarding contest. Due to their severe injury, they can't. SpongeBob and Patrick wear the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy costumes to be in the contest. Barnacle Boy says they must return the costumes once they finish and not go home first. Okay. They actually won the contest and did not participate. They find their trophies in their pants. SpongeBob remembers what Barnacle Boy had told them. Patrick refuses to listen to SpongeBob and decides that they need to protect Bikini Bottom during the absence of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Patrick arrests a few children. At the prison, they arrest a prison guard for throwing away an unfinished Krabby Patty. It just gets worse from there. SpongeBob and Patrick arrest someone for the worst possible reasons. Hey, you're chewing too loud. Your shoe's untied. Oh, you're too old. The prison overcrowds as they see Man Ray at a laundry service. He meets his old friend Mabel. SpongeBob and Patrick think this is a crime. Man Ray is unaware that he's almost in trouble. He introduces Mabel to them, and she says any friend of Man Ray's is a friend of hers. An awful, horrible fight scene starts. SpongeBob and Patrick fight Man Ray. Man Ray throws towels and tosses his head. SpongeBob, who got hit by the towels, opens a washing machine and traps the head. He chose to shrink it. It dramatically shrinks. SpongeBob and Patrick arrest Man Ray and Mabel even though they didn't do anything. As the prison explodes from overcrowding, SpongeBob and Patrick return to costumes and leave. Formed as an angry mob, the angry citizens chase Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, thinking that it was them who arrested them. SpongeBob and Patrick don't even get punished, and they were the ones who did all the unreasonable things. I blame everything on Patrick because he awakened Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. He told SpongeBob not to return to costumes and arrested everyone. The plot changed into arresting everyone from shuffleboarding, which it was supposed to be shuffleboarding. Those two imbeciles deserved to be attacked by the angry mob and brutally beaten by them. I felt sorry for Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Why would you fight someone who did nothing wrong? Well, I'm out of time. I will do part 6 soon. Good night.